Hi, I am reaching the end of the day. It's dark outside, and I spent pretty much most of the day coding, working with my CTO, Damien, and we got a really nice flow down in how we manage branches and preparing branches. And I'll just dive in and show you a little bit of what I worked on today and some of the breakthroughs that we had. So we set up a new workspace here within our grander workspace. So Tekka is my technology studio, and our main project is the cloud, which is a creator OS. Right here you see creator and brand OS. So it's workspace, web shop toolkit for creators, and creators make brands, creators build. I'll just show you a little preview of what it is. So as you can see here, it's sort of like almost like a Mac OS, where I have the ability to move between all of my different applications, except these are all applications that are built by the cloud. And so there's pages, there's profiles, habit tracker, mood tracker, a calendar. They're all functional apps that communicate with each other. There's a task app. There is, let's see, I can go into different views too here. Let's see. So if I go into focused view instead of spatial is more like desktop. Grid is more like bento style. So you can kind of move between all your applications, stack them, and work side by side. And then focused is the ability to move between focus views of each of your tools. So you can create profiles. So here, for example, if I go, let me go to profiles here. Boom. So I can create a new profile. I can create as many profiles as I want, but it's essentially like a link tree, except you can add tabs and you can even customize the layout. And so I can do different widths. So focused, balanced, expansive, and full view. So for example, right now I'm in balanced. And so let's look at what this profile looks like. So this is balanced. But if I go back and I change it to full, now we go here. You see it's wider, it's starting to look more like a desktop website, less like a link tree. So you can kind of decide what you want. Granted, on mobile, it's still going to look nice on mobile, so I'll keep it on full. And then you can choose between list, so like basically stacking blocks, where you can choose between links, media, products, booking, all different types of things like that. But then I can also change it and do bento style, which we're still working on, but you get the idea where you can move these around. We're still working on the layout and the ability for them to look beautiful, but you get how this could be pretty cool once it's done, where things stack in different ways and start to kind of switch up what you want to do. And each tab can have a different layout. So you can have like a list view and then a bento view, things like that. So the main thing that I use MyDay to work on is, the cloud to work on is MyDay. So I do daily journal entries. And we built this before with a different tool, but now you can do it inside of the cloud next to other things. And so this just went live today, where every day you have a page and you can basically journal and log and cultivate and aggregate everything of that day into one place. This will spread across all of our apps. There'll be different ways to access like your day, because I think about what the day is, and it's like this node that never changes. And so, February 16th, 2026 is a date that doesn't change. And so what did you do that day? Activities. What did you write and what were you feeling? Pages. How was your mood? How was your health? Mood and habit tracker. All of those things sync to a day. And so it's a good way to organize and basically like aggregate data. I'll go much deeper into that in the future, but I have been using MyDay for literally hundreds of days on my old product called Typo. And like you'll see here, all these are days. So I'll just hop to a random day. You can see like call, what I did, things I worked on, and I can go between all my days, what I worked on, things like that. But it's a good way to just kind of like load what you did that day. It's a daily journal entry. And for example, like when I post this, I'll add that link into my day, except now instead of typo, I'm using the cloud. So yeah, this is good. A lot of things, like tomorrow we're going to add task blocks. We just added something called recents in here, which it'll just be live tomorrow. But anyways, let me show you what we figured out today. So inside of our workspace, we have this new pipeline template, and we have all of like the upcoming tasks that we want to build, are building, or are ready to merge or have been merged. So this is basically what you see here is like the next 2 or 3 days of work. And then everything that gets backlogged is inside of our features database, which I'll go into later. But basically, if I think of a feature that I need to have exist, I add it here, or I add it here in this form. And then I wait for it to be merged to, well, changed to ready to build, basically meaning that my team is ready for me to build that. And so then as those get merged, as those get built, then they become ready to merge. I go into GitHub and I do a pull request, and then I wait for my CTO, the lead on product, to merge it into the platform. And that's how we go from idea or need to actual thing that gets built in the hands of the users, me being the first user. So my day was something that was just an idea yesterday, as far as like this new project goes, and now it's live. So we've been able to make quite a breakthrough with how quickly we can move with this. So I'll show you here the My Day footer. We're adding a new feature to the My Day, because if you see here in the old My Day, you'll see this little heat mapping, heat tracking streak tool that allows you to move to today, navigate time, move across everything. And yeah, super cool. But right now we don't have that. And so we broke down the branches that it would take, and we created a prompt that allows us to determine how many branches it makes. And it gives the AI and our team a full view of what we're going to build, but then it breaks it down into what steps we need. So for example, this new feature that I'm adding right now is basically text selection toolbar. So you'll see here on Notion, for example, when I select this text, it opens up an options toolbar. And so basically all of these, I want to turn into, I want them to exist on my platform. And so I have a prompt that we've created, which I'll show you here. Plan. And if you go, basically it breaks down to the AI like, hey, we want to do this feature. Here's all the context, but please ensure that we know how many branches this needs to be. And then I go back and forth and make sure that it has everything. So I make sure it has everything, and then it basically goes in and understands like, okay, we can do this in branch 1, this in branch 2, and then I run that, get that prepared, and then I run it through another AI that says, hey, you should consider doing that somewhere else. You should consider, maybe taking that part out, or instead of 5 branches, maybe do 2. And so they kind of go back and forth and like ebb and flow, and that friction and that encouragement from both sides kind of creates the gem. So let's see here. The selection toolbar already has a text style dropdown that converts blocks. Yeah, so we already have it. Drop down. Cool. So it's working on that, and then I'll run against the AI one more time to make sure that it's good. Knowing AI, it's going to always be like, that's good, but here's one more thing to add. So there's a point where you kind of need to be the conductor and bring it all in. And this will go through one more phase of like approval and vetting, which is this document will become a document here where it will say rich text formatting bar. This will become more like this, where it has like, it shows that there's going to be 3 branches, and here's the breakdown of how this will work. In each branch, you see like here, it says branch 3, we're going to add the view for streaks. Branch 2, we're going to add the shell for this footer thing. So you can kind of see how it goes step by step. And this helps me be in sync where I get really excited about like building the full feature. And so if my CTO is like, no, just build this one piece of the feature, and then I have to come in and remember like all the things and just like incrementally build something that in my mind exists just as like a component with all the things in it. And I can kind of get my head around, you know, doing things in stages, but this allows me to have the full picture and the stages, and it's vetted by multiple AIs and vetted by my CTO and myself. And that's how we came up with this system, which I'm really proud of because some of my input was really crucial for it, just like his was. By the way, I use Opus 4.6 for most of the like AI I run, and it's crazy good. There's moments where it's not useful, but like it's counterintuitive, but generally it's crazy. So I'll go, how's this? Good to go? It's gonna say, here's one more thing to add or change, and so I'll just have to check, but I've gone back and forth with it a few, see. Selection inside code block toolbar does not. Okay. Consider the following. Okay. Okay. So it's going to go through one more time, and then I'm going to grab this document and I'm going to add it into here. And what you'll see here, this will now have 2 branches, branch 1 and then branch 2. And then this document will slowly get merged over. I'll say pages. Text selection toolbar v1. Okay. And then I'll grab the branch 1 title. Boom. And then I'll grab the branch 2 title. And then I'll grab the entire document. And then double check it. Cool. And then I like to update the icons so that visually I can see what's what. And then I make sure it has all the right tags. And then this one's ready for review. Okay. So then now I know that it's in the pipeline, and then I basically want things to be right here, showing that they're ready for me to build. Because right now you'll see ready to build, they're all tagged to Damien. There's none for me to build right now. One thing I'll do while I'm here is make an assumptive guess I'll make another document for another app just to prepare for tomorrow. Because when Damien wakes up, I'm asleep, and so I try to prepare work for him so that the handoff goes well. So I would say the next thing to do is improve, because pages, there's only so many phases we can do because we have to do one step at a time. So right now, for example, you can see all the pages here. Like we're halfway through branch 1, 2, 3 for the My Day footer. So tomorrow, my goal would to be finished the My Day footer completely. And then I'll also be working on hopefully the text selection, also the ability to resize media. Basically, there's a lot of things relating to pages that this should be done within like 2 to 4 days. And so I don't want to add too much here. But if I look at, this was actually completed. Oh yeah, merged. So if I look here, pending review, mobile optimization, it needs more clarity. And then task blocks added to page. So I can work on this plan. And then I have it create a plan. And then I basically add that document in. And then I have the complete code scripts to tell the AI, build this. And then I kind of just polish things up and I don't have to do much work. So like that My Day implementation, that was built with, maybe 10 messages because I prepared myself and I, had all these documents ready to go. So when I built My Day, it was just like, do this. Okay, fix that. All right, done. So, let's see. I'm also waiting on a few things to go live that I fixed. So for example, you'll see in deployments, you'll see tasks right here, channel. Okay, so right here, when you delete so I create a channel. So let's say it's YouTube. And then inside of that channel, I do a list, maybe a title list list. So right now I can't title this list. That feature is done in a different branch. So I'm waiting for it to get merged and then I'll be able to change the titles of lists. Right now, I can't do it unless I do it right when I make the list. So right here, I can say like daily entry 2. And then I could have all my tasks in here for daily entry 2. So I could say film in Garage Studio, building with Cursor, Notion, and GPT while filming. And then this is a cool feature I added. So if I just realize I need to buy carrots, then I can say create new list, groceries, enter, and then I can say enter, and it will add carrots, not to here, but to here. And then another feature I need is to like move a list from one channel to another via drag and drop and via move to in the options. And so I have here ability to move lists to other new lists via drag and drop and via options in lists. And so I can also make a document for this one as well. When should the task block to a page, when you add a task block to a page, what should happen? Checkboxes inside a page like Notion to-do blocks. You type a task, check it off, and it lives in the page content. And then the other option is like it's connected to the task app. Task credit and a page also show up in your task app, and completing them in either place syncs. Embed an existing task link. That's really cool. I like this, but I also want to say, like, give it the ability to be like, I could do slash task. So let me go there and show you. So I'll go to pages. And then, so right here, I'll be able to say slash task, slash checkbox, slash to do. And then any of these will pull the same tool. Make sure all of these pull the same task block. And then tasks by default are just on the page, but you can tag a list and it will be added to the list. And I'm trying to think of a cool way to tag a list. So for example, like in here, I have groceries, right? So if I was here and I did it slash to do, it turned into a checkbox. Let's just pretend that this is a checkbox. And then it says buy carrots. And then I do at groceries, or do I do like how can I connect it to a list? Because if I do buy carrots and then it just like goes and lives in the lists, in the tasks, then you're just going to get tons of tasks that aren't assigned to lists. And so I want to assign them to lists. I don't want tasks to be synced right away. I'd rather they are synced when you tag a task block to a list via one option is like when you are on Notion. Let's see how this works. If I do like google.com, https google.com. You almost have to like grab a. Okay. So right when you put it, it says paste as mention URL. So then when you do a task, this could drop down briefly and say add to lists. Another option is, ooh, I know what it should be. Okay, so like, for example, this says to do carrots. But then if you hover on the block itself, there's like a little subtle thing kind of like that. And that will allow you to, it would show like a list icon or a task icon. See image, how you have a subtle gray icon on far right side of the task block. Let's do a task icon there. And when you click it, it shows a drop down with a list of tasks, a list of task lists to tag that task to. You simply click the icon, browse the list, and select or create a new list for the task to live upon. Default list suggested is the last list used. See, and then I can go here to the actual project. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna go, this should say 1 of 2. And then in this it has the thing. Okay, perfect. And then what's going on here? I'm not sure what that was, but I'm just gonna not worry about it until it becomes an issue on live. Okay. So then in tasks right here, it should function the same way. And then when I go here, when I click like move to, I want it to function like this. If I click move to, it should work like this. The second image for how you list. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think I need it. It should just function like this. Yeah, I don't need the second image. Perfect. And then I don't need this to be. And then I'll add this in once it finishes its job. Anyways, I'll go back and forth with that and create that document. But this is where the ideas are born, and the dream product kind of comes to life. Where it's like, for example, when I click delete here to delete this channel, I realize like if I delete this, these two lists will pop over into here. You see right here, and I was like, well, sometimes I just want to delete a channel and have all lists deleted, and so we created a branch that has that solution where when you click delete, it says, do you want to move these to your My Tasks like general, or do you want these to get deleted? And you get to choose. So by default, it says delete them all, but you can say, no, move these to My Tasks. So it's a way to be like, kind of realize there's scenarios where both are valuable like options, and you're giving more and more like universal usability to the tool. So this is how ideas are made. This is how the cloud is coming to life. There's so many things that I'm excited to share with you guys about what we can do with this tool. Everything from like file sharing, team spaces, like it's like a social Google Drive, just this files tool. We're plugging in the AI into the system to be able to integrate full context and understanding of your personal workspace identity and like digital hub, private, public, shared, every way. There's going to be the full ability to share and connect and like socialize in this tool. That's not the main focus right now. Main focus is like productivity, as you can see. But yeah, you can just go to the cloud.so and you can check it out. I'll put my cloud link in the description below the video, and you just scroll to the bottom of my profile and you click the cloud, and then it will take you to go sign in. And yeah, I would consider like it's in beta, but you can use My Day, you can make profiles, you can do like bookings. So for example, if you hop over to, sorry, it's working as we do this, so this might fail while I do it, but if you hop over to the calendar and then you click the bookings tab, you can create a booking. So you could do like consultations, or like just a like work-based book me link, kind of like Cal or Calendly or any of those booking tools. And then you can literally like share this link, and then someone can go and like book you. And it's synced to your calendar, which is synced to Google Calendar or soon Outlook. And that would allow you to not need like a Calendly. You have it next to the same place that you have your pages, next to the same place you have your tasks, next to the same place you have your profile, next to the same place you have your products, next to the same place you have your, you get the idea. We're also going to build, maybe I just won't even get into it, just surprise you guys. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can book a call with me on my cloud link. yeah, I'll keep adding to my profile so you can like do more things and connect with me. Also add my Techo website if you want to get a hold of me. If you want to learn how to code and build cool apps, definitely subscribe because I'm going to be showing you more and more how this is done. And yeah, just gonna sign off and wish you well, and see you guys next time. I just realized that I'm just gonna keep filming while I finish up my work because I'm down here anyways. Maybe I'll cut this out, but I'm just gonna keep filming. So this document is now done, and it is 3 branches. And so I'm gonna go to task right here. Yeah, ability to move. Okay, ability to move lists to other lists. That's the next one I need to do. And then task blocks added to pages. See, like this is too vague. My partner put this is too vague. And so I add this. Task blocks added to pages. Branch plan. And then I just put 1 of 3. And then I go and title each of the branches. And I'm also, while we do this, I'm going to run this through. Okay, new feature. See what it thinks. Okay, real quick, gotta go and get branch 2. Boom. Branch 2. And then branch 3. Okay. And then I'm going to change this to pages so I know visually it's a pages. Notion is great for database stuff, and I'm excited to build that into our pages system. And I actually feel pretty confident with us doing it because I'm pretty familiar with Notion. Boom. Bah, 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 bah. Okay, so it's all ready to go, and it's pending review. Okay, and then the next one I needed to work on. Well, first, let's see what it says. Keep the 3 branch split, but don't add unique ID for task list item unless you have a reason. Tasks don't need unique ID. I wanted unique ID when the task is synced to a list. In that state, does it make sense? Okay. See, it catches things that are like, good thing I asked. Okay, make clear list of what to change to update. Here is old build doc. Then I go back to here, and then I grab it. Okay. Plan mode is key because if I don't have plan mode, then it would have just started building stuff. Plan mode is a step away from building. It's just cultivating the plan. It works by just basically nurturing and cultivating this MD document of what we're doing, why, and how. And so if you stay in plan mode, you're basically just like revising and refining the plan, which is great. So Opus is going through and doing a deep, clean session there. I think we're making the right choice by not having a unique ID. Cool. And then the next one I was going to do while we wait for that is task app. So then I go here, plan, boom, boom. Oh, and then I didn't do planning. There we go. Okay, so we've got a few different things like super dialed for handoff. I really hope that this is the new flow. We've tested it with 1.5 branches, like bundles, and the first one was like absolutely flawless. Let's see if I can show you it. Okay, so here, if I go to, I'm trying to remember what I was going to show you. I'm a little distracted. Okay, yeah, pages. Boom. Okay, trash. So this whole thing was built off this system where you can restore, delete fully, keeps things for 30 days. Everything about it was built off of like 10 prompts. And, 3 of those were prepared beforehand. And then I just did a little bit of tweaking to make them look visually nice. So, like little things like if this is already in the trash, moving to trash shouldn't be clickable. Those were like the little refinements that I had to go in and fix. So let's go check on this task blocks update thing. Okay, and now I'm going to ask the AI, okay, is this good? And it's going to say no, close. One thing. In branch 3, you say source task UIDs are already linked to another to do. Make it explicit how. Okay. So then we go one more. Okay. So now we go to this one. We grab it. Okay. New feature. How's this? Boom. And then it's going to go through and tell me the goal of this one is being able to move lists. I'm not worried about preventing duplicates. If 2 lists say workout, and I guess that's true. Like if I have 2 lists titled workout and I drop them in next to each other, there needs to be, yeah. I was thinking of tasks having the same. Okay, let's. Something's getting confused. Deleting a sync task block from a page does not delete the backend to do it only. Okay, I'm just gonna trust it. So if I go here, okay, task blocks added to pages. Branch plan, 3 branches. Okay. And then if I go to here, your feedback references concepts create from page, source task, unique ID, to-do ID, sync task blocks, checkbox, toggles in an editor that aren't part of this plan. See, that's where I knew it was getting confused. Okay. Okay. So we got to be very careful. Brand new feature 2 review build doc. Okay. So then I go here and then I go here. Boom. Perfect. I knew it was starting to like associate the old features. That's the issue with AI, and that's what they call hallucination, where it just starts to like be like if you talk about some idea of a marketing plan and then you start talking about like your life mission, it'll like implement like, and you're always going to be marketing this way, and it's like, dude, we just talked about that within context of see. Okay. Let's see. Cool. We also implemented some things where like when certain things are completed in Notion, it pings the channel, and when certain things are completed in GitHub, like pull requests, etc., it notifies the channel. So for example, you'll see here, a new branch is ready to merge, a new branch is ready to merge, but if something is tagged as ready to build and I'm tagged in it, it says Daniel, a branch is ready to build. So then I know I can go, boom, oh, I can build this, and see I built it. So yeah, we can get into a lot of this as we go. It's just so fun, but I need to log off and like edit this video, post it, eat dinner with my family, and enjoy life outside of the screen. So have a beautiful evening.